Jim Edwards here for MMALatestNews.com, and today we are talking about 5 fights you can't possibly miss coming up in April. Now, check out what I had to say and what makes my shortlist, but make sure you leave your suggestions in the comments below and tell me what I should have had in mind. So fight number 1 to look forward to is the main event of UFC Zagreb coming up on April 7th. In the main event, we have Big Ben Rothwell facing Junior Dos Santos. Now, this is a massive heavyweight fight of two people that are on two totally different trajectories at the moment. Big Ben Rothwell is absolutely smashing his way through the division. And on the other hand, we have Junior Dos Santos, who has lost 3 out of his last 5 fights. Guys, who have you got winning this main event? I can't wait for it, and it's going down. So my fight number 2 to watch is also coming from that UFC Zagreb card, and it's Robert Whiteford taking on Lucas Martins. Now, my friend Robert Whiteford, the Bonnie guy from Scotland, went to the UFC after his loss to Darren Elkins back in November and said, guys, I want someone that is going to stand me. I want a guy who's going to put on an exciting fight. And in the Brazilian Lucas Martins, he's got exactly that. This should be a fantastic featherweight fight. And again, it goes down on April 7th at UFC Zagreb. Now, fight number 3 that none of us can possibly miss is going to be at UFC on Fox 19 back in America in Tampa Bay, Florida. We have a lightweight main event between Tony El Cucuy Ferguson taking on Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, what a fight this is going to be. Tony Ferguson only has exciting fights. If you have not watched his last fight back in December with Edson Barboza, switch this the head off now. Go hit up UFC Fight Pass and watch that fight and thank me later. Now, standing on the other side of the octagon from him is going to be Khabib Nurmagomedov. Touch wood, no injuries. For the love of God, Brock Lesnar, get the hell out of it. The guy who owns the keys to Suplex City is Mr. Nurmagomedov. Guys, this is going to be an amazing fight. As my friend Robin Black would say, do not miss this fight. Now, fight number 4 that all of us cannot possibly miss is at UFC 197. It is Anthony Showtime Pettis against the guy I just mentioned, Edson Barboza. Now, Edson Barboza, he has more good fights than that one I've just mentioned with Tony Ferguson. Go watch his archive in UFC Fight Pass and you will see some highlight reel, stunning knockouts. Now, Anthony Showtime Pettis needs no introduction. Showtime Pettis kick is just totally legendary, but also there is a story going on with this guy at the moment, because at the moment he is 2 on the skid. He got beaten for his title back in last year in April by Rafael dos Anjos, and then later, just a few months ago in January, he was beaten by Eddie Alvarez. This guy's 2 on the skid. How can he go 3 on the skid? I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be a great fight. UFC 197, do not miss it. Fight number 5, and this one needs no introduction at all. It is the UFC 197 main event between Daniel Cormier and John Jones for the UFC light heavyweight title of the world. Now, the backstory to this one, I don't need to tell you about. You know, these guys absolutely hate each other. They first fought back at UFC 182 when Jones was the champion and Cormier was challenging him. Cormier made it kind of close to begin with, but by the end of the fight, Jones had pretty clearly won it. Now, has there ever been a more broken man in the post-fight press conference afterwards than Daniel Cormier? Well, John Jones didn't really seem to care about that. He said afterwards to Fox Sports, I don't like Daniel Cormier, I don't respect Daniel Cormier, and I hope he's crying in a room right now, somewhere. It was incredible. Brian Stam, when Jones said that, looked as if someone had shot his kitten. And believe me, the feud between the two is still just as bitter. This is going to be an incredible fight in April. I personally cannot wait for it. And I bet you guys can't either. So there you have it, guys. There are my top 5 fights for April. What did you think? Did I miss anyone's out? Let me know in the comments below. If you have liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I have been Jim Edwards. I will see you later. SYF.